to go travel with me, Sage Matt? This is actually proper fucking music for the weather we're having today. It's fucking hot. It fucking makes me tired.
Well, kind of.
I don't like it.
I don't know. There's somebody like called it proper desert music. Like, yeah, well, can't argue with that.
Yeah, desert rock.
It's all right.
I'm cool with that.
It's Yawning Man, which, by the way, they hadn't put out shit in a long time. So it's kind of interesting to see they're putting out something here brand new today, pretty much from their official release.
Which is weird. I'm finding out about a lot of bands that I had no idea about, thanks to that little list you had sent me.
Yeah, it was top 50 metal bands in over the last 10 years, and there were a lot of fucking qualifiers. It had to be something that was out within the last 10 years. Had to be an American act, by the way. There was just shit all over the place. 50 fucking bands. I feel like an idiot because, God damn it, I'd like to think I'm a fan of the format. I heard of maybe, put it in the other perspective, I hadn't heard of about 35 of them.
But now, isn't Kerrang a European-based magazine?
Maybe.
That might also explain a lot. Let me see. Because it's weird for it's a British magazine. Okay, so it's a British magazine doing a top 50 American metal list.
Right.
So I think that also explains a lot of why there's a lot of bands in here we don't know, because they probably delve and dig into different shit.
Well, and if for nothing else, and that's what the problem of metal really is right now, I would say. And the fact is that it's so splintered. I mean, you get people like me and you, we fucking dig Moon Sorrow. You ask somebody that's a hardcore fucking metal fan, 9 times out of 10, I bet you they've never even heard of Moon Sorrow.
Well, with you introducing them to me, I've introduced them to a lot of people as well. It's Moon Sorrow's not a band that every 1 in 10 knows. I'd say probably more like 1 in 100.
Yeah,
around here,
around here. What the fuck was that?
Counting Crows.
Collective Soul, right?
Counting Crows.
Counting Crows, yeah. Man, it is so splintered because there are so many different acts doing so many different fucking things, and it's a little unsettling, actually, to tell you honest.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the list, and I don't run into a band until number 29 that I actually fucking know, Windhand.
Yeah. Which is funny to me that they were like so far down the list, considering that I kind of dig those guys. Kind of. But, I mean, let's not get too carried away.
Windhand is great to put on every once. When you are like, I haven't fucking listened to Windhand in a while.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But, I don't know, man. It's an interesting list, and I don't know, we'll probably try to put it up in the fucking comments or somewhere in the description or something like that. See what you fucks think, on how the whole thing kind of comes together on the top 50. It was weird to me because really the number one, and this is one of the things too. And here's the other thing too, because it immediately disqualifies. I don't listen to black metal. I don't.
Right.
I don't listen to grindcore. So if you might say, oh, you only listen to that pussy sludge, and then yeah, I know they're all different forms of fucking metal. I get it, but I'm not going to sit around and just listen to a goddamn lawnmower.
Right. It's. I mean, everyone has their own bag.
I guess my bag is I prefer fucking musicianship to a degree. It's not necessarily. It doesn't have to be the end all be all up front. Like this motherfucker's the best guitar player ever.
Sure,
it doesn't have to be that. But
right.
I don't need to hear it for 30 fucking minutes. Power metal.
Yeah. Well, now power metal is a different beast.
Well, it does. Yeah.
But Glory Hammer is great if you are in the mood for it, because it is just ridiculous. Power metal is ridiculous.
Right.
And Glory Hammer is a band that realizes that. They might be the only power metal band that realizes that, because every other one takes themselves so fucking seriously. Rhapsody of Fire. Blind Guardian probably to a point.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd put them in power metal really necessarily.
Blind Guardian?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They sing about hobbits, dwarves, and men.
Guess. But, I don't think content is necessarily the qualifier either.
I think it's a fair balance of lyrics and how you play the jam, Yeah,
I don't know, but it has occurred to me really that my preference of folk metal has waned a bit and my preference of fucking doom metal is on the ascent.
Yeah,
you
well, let's
know?
be honest. There hasn't been a lot of decent folk metal that's come out, and if one does come out that's really good, we've heard it.
Yeah, Sour actually comes to mind.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's been the best one I've heard since You Maltanaika came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. And it's kind of a wacky list. And again, it's from a publication that I really wasn't familiar with, and Kerrang being out of fucking Britain, I guess. So yeah,
right.
But like again, they had a lot of qualifiers, so you couldn't go, hey, what about this band? They were great. Yeah, I know, but they were from fucking 12 years ago, not 10. You know?
Right.
I mean, so it's everything outside looking in. I was happy the Spirit of Drift was in there.
At number 9, right weird above Periphery at number 10.
Yeah, a little weird the Pallbearer didn't make the list.
Oh, no, man, they made the list.
Did they?
Yeah, number 3.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right above Chemist and right below Gatecreeper.
Gatecreeper's the one who's like, what? I mean, but I'm assuming that's a blackened sludge at best, maybe probably
Death
a
metal.
full-on black metal. Oh, death metal. Oh, there you go. That's probably why I'm not familiar with their shit.
Yeah. Now, Chemist I've heard of. Death Haven I've heard of. Outside of that, man, it's just like there's a band called Outer Heaven, which I think might actually be a take on fucking Metal Gear, because I think that's the place it's where you go to fight the boss, fucking big boss.
Yeah, I don't know. Make your own fucking conclusions. It's not. I was a little disappointed with the list.
Yeah,
I guess.
well, if anything, if we go and pick a couple of these bands out and go list their shit and it turns out to be good, then the list itself has already done a positive. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're right. They might actually throw us some new shit. I listened to that number 1 band,
yeah,
and I see why they picked them, because it sounds like straight up Anthrax from the mid-'80s.
okay.
That's why they picked them.
But I mean, Corrosion of Conformity not on the list.
No.
You know, I mean, you're not.
Wood and Pepper from Canada.
Oh, well. If we're going to go and trump the whole thing.
I hope he doesn't listen. He might be insulted.
I don't
by
know.
that.
So we'll put that shit in the description, I guess. But I don't know. Make your own conclusions. I wasn't overwhelmingly happy with it. Although, yeah, man. I now I do remember. I was confusing Pallbearer with somebody else I thought should have been in the top 50. It wasn't. But no, man. I would say that realistically, any time that Pallbearer gets their due is a good day.
Right. And they've been on the rise for years, man.
And Spirit Adrift, you know, and same thing with them. And, you know, as they had said, hey, at least we're still 12 spots better than Inter Arma. So,
oh, God.
which might be one of the better little weird rivalries going on between two fucking metal bands in a very long time.
It made me go listen to that other band.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, really, I think it serves its purpose. Inter Arma fans find out about Spirit Adrift and vice versa.
Yeah. No, Spirit Adrift fans are great.
Just hopefully...
Some of them's like, hey, thanks for introducing me to Inter Arma, because now I have some music to shit by.
That's what I was going to be curious. Like, they could just listen to it and automatically hate it because they think Spirit Adrift.
Right.
Which I still don't know if that's a genuine thing. It can't be. It's got to be so tongue-in-cheek.
You would think, right? You would
Yeah.
think. Oh, well.
God damn. But it's still entertaining as fuck.
Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. How you bastards doing today? Another Friday here at the Mead Hall. Actually, the craziness of it all is out of the weirdness that's coming out of this fucking summer, the summer of Brandon. Well, no, but I mean, but realistically, the weirdness is coming out of all this shit. This is like a quote unquote normal Friday, and I have nothing. I got nothing in the tank.
I hear it. I hear it in your voice. And I think it's probably coming out in mine, too, because, like I said, it's been a fucking strange week.
Well, and not to go fucking off the rails bitching about personal problems, but, man, I would rather deal with lawyers all goddamn day long than deal with a banker and a fucking title company.
Ugh.
That really, the two of them come together, wink, wink, nod, nod, let's bend this sumbitch over, because that's where we're at.
Really?
I'm dealing with some nonsense, and suffice it to be said, I'm fucking stressed, like a ball of stress every day, because these cocksuckers call every day. Hey, we're going to need this, we're going to need this, and we're going to need this. Like, why are you asking me? Because clearly I have no access to what you're looking for. Shouldn't you be bothering the seller and not the buyer?
It's like a prolonged car buying process turned up to 11.
Every day of an entire month.
Wow,
is
man.
what it is, and it's just wearing me the fuck out. you know, and fucking other things that were, I mean, I don't know, friends that I don't know. I really need to shift some things around. There are certain people I consider friends. I need to shift them to acquaintances because, God damn it, some people just wear me the fuck out.
Agreed.
People that is like, cool. If you're wanting to hang out, cool. You better approach me though, because I got way more important shit going on.
Yeah, I'm not going to be asking you to go to Kelly's to get a beer.
Other ones, I mean, no
What
fucking.
What about the acquaintances? Is anyone going to get bumped up, or is anyone going to get bumped down?
I'm going to keep that circle. That circle's going to get smaller.
Oh, you're
smaller.
You're hitting that button where the staircase turns into a slide.
That's exactly right.
And your ass better be on the second flight.
Other shit, you know, and I'm just springing this one on you, smack in the middle of the podcast. Our friend Seth is wanting us to go visit in July.
Wow.
Well, he wanted us to go visit fucking the week we're going to be in fucking Denver, so, but that's off, you know, I mean.
It sucks being beautiful and wanted by the world.
Which, I mean, we can certainly consider it. I don't know. You know, but I mean, just too many goddamn hands on my time. I kept thinking, at some point, I'm finally going to sit around and get this weird thing that some of you probably actually experience on a regular basis. I'm going to actually sit around and maybe get bored.
Right?
It's not happened.
It's a valuable thing to be able to get bored every once in a while.
God damn, I wish I could get bored.
Right?
Because there are too many people guilt tripping me into time. Like, no, you must pay attention to me. It's like, I don't fucking owe one of you one fucking thing. I really don't. You know? I mean, I owe some civility and decency to my tight circle of friends, but for the fucking rest of you, I don't owe you one goddamn thing. And if you fucking keep coming and trying to bug me with your shit, trying to incorporate me into your nonsense, drag me into your malaise of fucking bullshittery, I'm out. I can't do it. I have no fucking concerns for what you have going on, and this is directly for the people that always need me, but when I need them, then they're never around. Never around.
Yeah. I can
people that like
that,
volunteer
man.
shit, and you like try to call them on, hey, you said you're going to help me with this, right? Oh, no. No.
Nope. They turned that
like, God
vulture
damn,
from
that's
Looney
crazy,
Tunes.
because you seem to need me a lot, but yet when I need you, you're fucking never there. That's kind of the thing that's kind of pissing me off this week. Who are your true fucking friends? Try to figure that shit out, because God damn it, I'll tell you what, if you're a very ivory tower motherfucker, you probably think you have 20 or 30 friends. I'm here to assure you, you have no more than 4 or 5.
Right. And there is a math to that. There is certainly a math to that, and it's a dividable factor.
Man,
10 friends, you divide that fucking shit in half,
right?
And you got 2 you can depend on, and 3 that are nearby.
Yeah,
you know, that's really how it goes. Everybody else is just a cocksucker.
Yeah,
for lack of a better word.
It's just it wears me out. It wears me out on society in general, because I don't want to fucking necessarily deal with it. You know, and I get it when people decide that, you know, well, they don't really decide, they just kind of become that. When people just kind of suddenly then become a bunch of recluses and hanging out, and they're really kind of just go to work and go straight home and do what they want to do because they found their personal joy, because the thing that steals your joy is fucking other human beings.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's like when I'm working, I'll reply to most shit like yours if I don't catch it like at fucking 3 a.m. But I can totally understand and appreciate having your own time to not be bothered. I mean, now is the time when everyone is so goddamn accessible. And would you grab me a beer while you're up here? Thank you, sweetheart. But we've hit a point in life where everyone is so fucking accessible. And the majority of them want to be that way. Thank you, sir.
Well,
I don't.
I think there's a very big look at me fucking factor. I think.
Yeah, you're throwing yourself out there. And I guarantee you have 50 friends on Facebook. We'll use me as an example. You have 52, 53 friends on Facebook. 10 of them might give a shit.
Yeah. 3
of them do. But Facebook has never really been an important aspect of.
Well, Facebook's fake. I mean, there are people that get really consumed with Facebook, and it kind of is their end-all, be-all.
It is a friendship replacement.
Yeah, but it's fake though, because the fact that it takes nothing, it requires nothing of a human being to go. Nope, there's this guy's post. Like, you know,
now I'm been a part of his day.
Like, there you go. You're welcome, motherfucker. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
But the problem is that, man, if we're to revert pre-social media platforms to where it's like, man, if you want to fucking actually be in somebody's goddamn life, you have to actually do something. Sure. You have to kind of go out of your way and be that dude. You know, nowadays, goddamn, man. I mean, casual friends back in the day seem like fucking your tightest fucking buds now.
Right.
I mean, because if somebody actually comes around trying to give you a hand with some of your shit or whatever you have going on, going out of their way to like, hey, bud, what's up? You know, you want to hang out? That's, you know, back in the day, it's like, oh, this motherfucker. You know, but now because of the fact that social media has transplanted a lot of our fucking humanistic things, God, it's a rare thing to get somebody that's actually physically wanting to fucking hang out with you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can attest to that.
Oh.
But it's that's just that's the era we're in, man.
Right.
It's the era of no human interaction anymore. You get fucking plenty of it over here if anyone ever decides to show up.
Well,
you get plenty of it.
And I keep that limited too.
Sure.
I mean,
we have a very short list of people.
I mean, I'm cool with Ruben wanting to hang out, Krista wanting to hang out, fucking I mean, we get CJ Samuel hanging out. I mean, but man, but other than that, man, I do, you know, well, Silka's here most of the time. But I mean, but we intentionally go out of our way to make sure that this is not exactly a welcome haven for a lot of people either.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, it's this weird little...
choosy.
It's this weird little fucking counterpoint thing, too. Yeah, hey, somebody wanted to kind of hang and fucking kind of get in your inner circle. Well, how do they go about it? And frankly, I don't know. Be cool and fucking throw back some hooch or whatever. Fucking maybe have an interest in metal. Maybe have an interest in MMA, whatever the case might be.
And have half a functioning fucking brain. That always helps.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, because if you're kind of dumb, we will
eat you alive.
Fucking have you back here again, you know?
Unless you bring us joy in your stupidity.
Well, there's a few, and I didn't mention them, but, you know, that's but that's a reality. That's a reality. Elitist cunts, yes, we can be, but not without purpose.
Well, I know when I fucking break wind, it has no smell at all.
So. It is the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast where we get together on a weekly basis, talk about shit bugging us, or
bugging us,
or shit catching our attention that of all things that of the Mead, Metal, and variety that draw us in. How's your week?
I'd like to open with an Al Swearingen quote, if I could, from the recent Deadwood movie.
Okay.
A saloon is a sanctuary. Every man worth the name knows the value of being unreachable. I really don't like people a whole lot anymore.
Right.
It was brought up at work, which, by the way, we have a kitchen now.
Oh.
With no goddamn door handle, so opening doors to get shit is a snatch. It's a snatch.
It's a snatch.
It's a snatch.
It's a real cunt of a job you have there. But you're like E.B. Farnham now. That's the...
No, I'm more like Richardson now.
Oh, okay. Well, keep your little antler handy, you know.
Praying for my loved one. God. So it was called out to me by my boss this week after I'd successfully set up a printer to work on a fucking network it doesn't have any business being on. I don't even know how I did it, to be completely honest. It was made known to me that people are bummed out that when they text me and ask me for help, I never reply. So, and there's always good reason for that. One, I'm the most fucking antisocial hermit you'll ever see when I'm working. I'm even worse when I'm off. I don't answer because 9 times out of 10, my ass is passed out. Because it's more times than not the overnight person needing help, and who's the only other person that knows how to do night shit? Well, that's me.
There's like 2 of you then.
Yeah, basically. Really? No one else is trained to do nights, which is a huge mistake. A huge mistake.
Oh, sure.
One of us goes down, Well, it ain't going to be me. I'm a goddamn lifer. It'll just be me. I'll have to fucking work every goddamn. I'll turn into Bob Poo. And I already got the drinking problem. I'll just bring it to work. But I had to explain to her, it's like, look, it's nothing personal. It's just I don't like fucking opening up dialogue with people when I'm not at work. Cool talking with y'all when I'm here and when I'm have to be here.
Well, let me ask this, too, is because they shouldn't be fucking getting a hold of you in the first place unless you were actually making manager money.
Yeah,
you know?
And guess who is not making manager money but has that title? That other gal that's fucking working. That got the fucking front desk manager position.
Yeah. So, I mean, they can't say shit because just because you're inaccessible. Yeah, that's because you're a fucking grunt. And be accessible all goddamn day long when you're on the clock. If you're not on the clock, go fuck yourself, really.
And the work I do when I'm there speaks for itself. I mean, they can be bummed out that I don't fucking respond to their bullshit text messages at 4 a.m., but that doesn't mean that I'm not still going to go in there and do my job. You can't bitch me out for not answering a fucking text message.
Right.
When I have to be there, my ass is there.
Sure.
So go fuck yourself. But thankfully, my boss understands that. She's like, I get it. Because she's admitted to me she's bipolar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So you're a little wacky in the brain, too, when it comes to fucking people. She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, great. So we're done here, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, I'm out of here. But, I mean, I get it. I know it's not going to garner me any fucking new relationships, but that's fine.
Right.
It's not like I'm actually got my fucking bobber in the water looking for any to begin with.
Yeah. Service industry jobs, I mean, that's exactly it. If you're working in food service, the fucking thing about it is the very people that really make sure that you have a fucking paycheck are the same goddamn ones you want nothing to do with. Because, frankly, and the ones you talk nothing but vehement shit about. Trust me. If you go to a restaurant, you're like, I'm a great customer. I'll tell you right now, you're not. If that's coming into your, if it's coming into the front of fucking mind, it's because you did something that's a little fucked up, and you go, and you have to really convince yourself, I'm actually a really good customer. Like you're really not. Because if you have to conscientiously come up with, I'm actually a pretty decent human being.
Good guy,
You're not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to a place, fucking have a fine meal, throw down your 15%, 20% if you're really happy, get the fuck out the door, you might be a good customer. But if it enters your fucking consciousness, you're not. You're probably not.
Goddamn no. 9 times out of 10, my tips come from a place of guilt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this bitch to think I didn't appreciate what she did, or he. So I usually, I mean, if the service is shit, you're still going to get a tip, but it's going to be like a 10%.
Well, I was going to ask that, because that's always an interesting point of discussion on what is your standard tip?
I don't judge, like, varying levels. The service was either good or it was bad. If it was bad, you're getting 10%. If it was good, you probably can get 20 out of it.
Wow. Well, see, I mean, I use 15 as a baseline.
Right. 15 for...
if things are fine, if I have no complaints, even if you came around a bit much, because that's the other thing, too. And I always just tell front of house the same thing. Is like, look, let these people fucking have a little chance to breathe. They don't need you over there every goddamn instant, because it's going to hurt your tips. It's going to do the opposite of what you think it's going to do.
Yeah. You got to know when to leave fucking people alone.
So I mean, so even that 15%. If something's a little fucked up and it was on the kitchen, I don't count that against the wait staff.
No, because
I'm also probably not going to send it back, depending on where I'm at. Because
no shit. Chili's, don't do it.
No. I mean, any national chain, don't.
Buca de Beppo, you might be able to get away with it.
Maybe, but I mean, if it's something obvious to where maybe someone in the kitchen will go, I fucked that up. Sorry, maybe. National chains, you're not going to get that.
What
Chili's, Applebee's, whatever. But if I get what I consider to be the service, I think.
Exceptional?
No. For me, what I think should be average is 20, because, but that's a different thing. That's the perfect amount of interaction. That drinks are never low, never get under fucking a third, or a half, depending. I mean, and lively conversation, clever. Clever goes a long way.
Purdy.
Maybe a little fucking humor, even perhaps.
Humor goes a long way, especially if you're appreciating mine.
Yeah. I mean, so.
But don't fake it. I know if you fake it.
Right. So yeah. So I mean, for the service, I expect it's going to be 20, and maybe even 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I mean, but it's got to meet a lot of parameters. Now, if it's fucking horrible service, I will give you 10%.
Yeah. I mean, you'll never get nothing out of me, but a 10% tip, especially on like a $50 fucking check.
Yeah, that's
a message. That's a
right.
message like, hey, you could have had another tenner on that, and that'd have bought your fucking natural light. So pick it up, bitch.
Right.
What about what's your rule on buffet style eating and tipping? Like a Golden Corral.
It depends. I mean, if they're coming around and still pouring drinks, if they're coming around getting your goddamn empty plates off the table as you ladle your way back up and forth across the goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, that one I think actually is a standard 10. Because usually it's going to be like what?
You go by percentage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think you have to.
I don't.
Because if it's $12 for a fucking buffet and they are doing all that shit, I leave $2. I leave $2. So it's probably more 15. Yeah.
Wow. You're a hell of a tipper in a buffet style.
Not really. I mean, $2. $2 is not much.
Yeah, that's true. We usually went, well, okay, my way doesn't sound near as bad then. It was basically $1 a head. Like there was a table of 4, and we were there at like HKSB for lunch where the ticket was like $32.
Right.
You'd get $4. Get no matter what. I mean,
but it requires some work on their part. If it's a buffet and they do nothing, if you're going up and fucking getting your own drink, then first is kind of what I'm thinking of here.
Yeah, and there are places where like all they do is pick up your fucking discards.
I won't leave a tip.
Oh, you won't leave a tip at all?
No. If there's no service
outside of cleanup,
somebody's gonna be.
Well, I mean, someone bussing tables while you're eating. You're talking about when you're done and then someone comes and takes all your shit. Yeah, then no tip.
Yeah, no tip.
Right, no tip.
I mean,
if someone busses
it's the
your
same
table,
weird goddamn thing. Like I'm weird about Sonic. Sonic Drive-In, for those of you on the East Coast, it's a little, you drive in, you order fucking food that you regret later.
It's like Whataburger without the joy.
Your bowels will let you know within 45 minutes that you made a mistake that day.
No shit.
A lot of shit actually. But but it's, people go, hey, so you tip the car hops, right? Maybe, but here's where technology fucks them a little bit. Is because you can fucking pay with your card right there at the machine.
Yeah, or you can do it on your phone and order that shit while you're en route.
And I mean, and there is no allotment on the app or at the fucking pay station to fucking put a tip in there. So you have to actually bring cash. Guess who doesn't fucking take cash anywhere? Yeah.
I don't either. I mean, it's inconvenient.
I live in the plastic age. Allow me the opportunity to fucking tip these motherfuckers. I will throw them $1 every time if you put it on the goddamn pay screen. But they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. So then it requires me to what? Make a bank transaction. So I got a lot of singles on me to, throw for these poor bastards and bringing me a fucking horrible hamburger I'll regret later. That seems weird.
That is true. Sonic just doesn't know how to do burgers, man.
No.
You will not be restarting Windows, you fucking.
It's like every 5-6 episodes.
God,
every 5 or 6.
Damn.
Let me go let my goddamn dog in.
All right, I'll be venting about this. Well, I guess this is the perfect time to jump into the Mead section of what we do. And had it not been for certain surprises coming down the pike for me today, I would have gotten labels printed out. We got bottles. We got corks. We got shrinks. Batch 1 is ready to be dressed.
No, absolutely. Yep.
It's just a fucking matter of getting it fucking done.
Well, and that is absolutely where we're at. This is a batch that really we used to turn around in 30 days, for good or bad, and usually for bad.
That first time it went pretty goddamn well. That first batch one we had
liquid yeast too.
Do you think that's why?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why it went so well, even though we turned it around in a month.
Well, and on top of that, weather has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
If weather has an impact on your yeast when you're making bread, there's no fucking reason to believe that yeast doesn't have an impact when you're making fucking anything at home.
Right. But overall, I think just by looking at it, that one clarification, we only racked it twice. Once. Even fucking better.
I kind of thought about that. I thought, well, we've still got gelatin probably in the very bottom of that, which clearly we don't want to get into lees anyway, but I thought about racking it again, but it's already mid-June. It's mid-June. It's time.
Because
it's
we got to get ready for Green Man.
Yeah, and we do, and that's our green chili batch that people go a little fucking nutty over every year or every other year because we didn't make one last year.
It's true. We still had remnants of the previous years. We had Green Man that was a year old.
Yeah, which really, that's my preferred cooking liquor for fucking pork. I'm telling you right now,
dude. See, you would use. Did you use Sacred Tree?
The peach batch.
Peach batch. What do we? The Orchard.
Oh
and
no,
Hive.
that's Orchard and Hive.
Orchard and Hive.
Oh, you're talking about the apple batch.
Sacred Tree.
Right. It didn't work out well, but yeah.
But it cooked. You used it for ribs at one time, didn't you?
Yeah, probably.
It came out. It was great for that.
Green Man is the best thing for that.
Green Man just gives that entire fucking flavor profile to pork.
Yeah. So, but what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and bottle up the batch one, get the shrinks and corks in. We'll have them labeled hopefully by midweek next week, the latest or something.
I'm actually planning on, like I said, getting that done on Monday. My Friday got a little fuckered.
Yeah.
And shit might come out Wednesday evening.
Yeah.
Solidify plans for the Denver excursion, and then get shit labeled then.
Yeah. So we'll have probably ballpark about 22 bottles of fucking mead ready to go. Maybe 23. 22 probably though. But yeah. We'll be going ahead and getting ready to go. That's what we've got. Really, the Holly King, I'm in no hurry.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah.
I don't even want to crack it to check on it.
No.
Because I know it's doing fine.
And that's the whole thing, too, is I know we are going to utilize essentially what we have at hand. And I've got a lot of peppermint coming in the garden. We'll use that. That's fine. Juniper berries we've already got. We already have our hands on those. It's fine. All that is ready to go. At this point, it can wait, really.
Yeah, because the additive is not going to help the aging process at all.
No, not really.
Nor do I think adding it early will mellow it out with time. I think it's still going to be as potent as it is until we put that shit in a bottle.
I think probably July is the right time, the right window for us to go ahead and aim for going ahead and getting those flavors in, so that way that they're there. The idea of them being a little bit up front to start with, because they'll background by the time we actually bottle that.
Yeah.
Which aiming to bottle probably the weekend after Thanksgiving. So to say this is a long batch, yes, it is.
It's so funny to think that I dig a mead with juniper berries, but I will not touch gin.
Yeah. Well, because it's a flavor that's there. We don't go crunching these berries to put the flavor in. When you're distilling gin, you actually go and you get those juniper berries. You crush them, and you get a lot of your florals and your other extracts and everything else when you're doing that process. We don't crush these. These will get probably in the ballpark of, I don't know, a quarter of a pound of juniper berries in for a space of a week or 10 days, and we pull it right out. It doesn't really allow the berries to break down. You get the flavor, sort of. It's there. It's kind of at the end of it, but nothing like gin, because you go to crushing those, it's a whole different matter.
Right. And with this one, with adding natural spearmint, we're going to be looking at a completely different flavor altogether.
Well, it's peppermint and spearmint. No, well, I'm going to use both. I got both going in the garden. So, spearmint, you get your weirder, woodier, wilder kind of a mint flavor, but the peppermint is a very smooth kind of an operator. So it'll pull those two mints kind of together in our flavoring. So I think it's going to be a good thing.
2019 has been a very busy year for Echoes of Ancients.
Yes and no. I mean, we started off the year doing a
Boutique-y.
a boutique batch, and we also immediately started, knowing that we were wanting to do the Holly King again for this year, and knowing that in order to do that justice is to give it a good solid 9 months.
Right.
But we also knew that we were wanting to do a batch 1. We also knew that we were wanting to do Green Man. We also, at some point, want to do another batch of Troublemaker, and we also want to do a batch of Long Ships. It's going to be a busy 2019. Actually, we haven't seen shit yet. The rest of 2019 is going to be busy.
Right. The startup's always slow, but man, that last end of the year really picks up.
Right.
I like it.
All right. Over to the metal side. I mean, we kind of started there talking about that list that it's a little dubious, I think.
I'd like to talk about a release we didn't get a chance to talk about last week because we did it on Thursday. Fucking Pelican's new release, Nighttime Stories. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Was Pelican on that top 50?
No. That was actually the one I was saying, not Polar Bear. Pelican was not in the top 50. That was the one I was confusing.
That's pretty shocking. Because Pelican is one of those underground bands, man. Not a lot of people know about them.
Well, and I thought, maybe it's because, they hadn't put out anything in 10 years? No,
Been
wrong.
a while.
Well, they put out a couple of albums in the space of the decade.
EPs, like that one that we've been jamming that has lyrics.
Right.
I don't name it right now.
The Cliff, yeah.
The Cliff, right, thank you. But, man, this one, God.
This
Cold
is
Hope
the
badass.
This is the in the running for the best metal album of 2019, I would say.
And there's been some crackers. Spirit Adrift has come out this year.
Yeah,
Sour's come out this year.
Right.
It's even Periphery's new album is pretty goddamn good.
2019, a very good year. But I mean, you have to listen to this fucking Pelican album in order to know what I'm really kind of after here.
Yeah. Oh my God, Relentless.
Yeah.
It's like Lamb of God, but better.
Yeah,
Lamb of God is about relentless riffs.
Right.
And this is Pelican, but that's what Pelican is all about. But they can pick one riff and do it 50 different fucking ways,
sure.
and you never know that when the transition happens.
Those guys still a trio?
Not sure.
I mean, if they're putting out that kind of, it was very well produced, I got to say, because it doesn't sound like it's a 3-piece, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, but Cold Hope, the Midnight Mescaline is great. That last track is such a good track because it feels like you get a little bit of balm after the fucking assault you've just been through listening to the other 7 songs.
Yeah.
It has a really nice chord progression on it. It's nice. It fucking feels good to the ear. It feels like you just beat the final boss.
Sure.
And this is a song you're getting when the credits roll. 4-piece.
Okay.
But in 2012, they added another guitar.
Right, because I know before that, right.
Actually, I take it back. They've always been a 4-piece. They've just replaced one guitar player.
Well, because a lot of the videos we saw for the wall, or the Cliff, actually, the wall was actually the third one on there. A lot of video. It looked like 3-piece. Like a bassist, guitar player, and fucking drums. But
let's see. The Cliff came out in 2015. No, they've been a 4-piece since 2012.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, just one video kind of called it my attention, but
yeah. But they put out Nighttime Stories, Forever Become. It's been 6 years since their last full studio album.
Right.
They did put out The Cliff in between in 2015,
which is an EP, but that's fine.
Yeah, what did I say?
No, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
And 2 tracks. The first 2 tracks are the same tracks. It's just produced by different cats.
It's like a lengthy remix album.
Yeah, I mean it's fine if you're a real music nerd. That one's actually not a bad EP. But man, if you're just trying to be a fan, and like wait a minute, there's some shit real similar going on here.
Right.
But that shows actually what the production value is when it can be so goddamn different on the same song, back to back, to where it sounds like 2 distinctly different songs.
Yeah, these guys, if they continue down this road. I'll always give shit on Southern Lord Records a listen. I mean, I'll always give it a couple minutes of my day.
Well, sure.
Full Moon Black Water, that's the name of the last track. But overall, this is a fucking banger.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one, if you claim to be a fan of the genre, then man, get on board with Pelican and get on board right now. They've been putting out great music for a very long time, and this is indicative of all of that.
And I'd just like to say happy birthday to Boy George.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, you know that gay guy that does a lot of coke.
Right.
And Chris DeGarmo, born today too. Fucking, I think he's the guitar player from Queensrÿche.
Ah.
Now that's a band I'd go to Lubbock, Texas to see.
Yeah.
But not any further, because I'd travel further for Jeff Tate, because his vocals are really what made Queensrÿche shit, the whole package. I don't know who they got doing it now, but I'm pretty sure it's probably just a guy trying to sound like Jeff Tate.
Yeah, it's, man, what a bizarre little evolution that kind of really is. I mean, I'd kind of give it up on Queensrÿche. They were a band around when I was in high school.
Yeah. I really it was one of those bands I got from my brother.
Yeah.
Along with good shit. I got Pink Floyd from him. I got Metallica from him, but I also got Def Leppard from him. Which, I can't blame him for my love of Def Leppard. It's there because I let it remain.
The old pyromania type, yeah?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll really jam Hysteria too, man.
Yeah.
I'll have a tear in my eye on every song. Die Hard the Hunter.
Wow. All right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Did I just out myself?
No.
Irish people hate Behemoth.
Why?
Because they're satanic.
Okay.
And apparently Behemoth wants to play a show in Limerick, but the Irish Council is trying to say, no, you can't play here. You're evil.
You're a gold can God fuck yourself. No, maybe not. I'm horrible at fucking Irish accents. I can do the Scottish a little better, but no.
I don't get it's because
What?
Satanism's bad, right? It's bad stuff. It's bad for you. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your overall outlook in life. I'm being totally facetious. I mean, I don't have a problem with fucking Satanism at all.
The thing is actually kind of laughable. I was listening to Bill Burr's podcast from this week, and he was actually putting it out there that in order to get him even interested in any way, shape, or form in music in the 80s, you better have something to do with Satan.
Well, that's what Slayer did.
Yeah.
Slayer, I mean, Tom Araya has gone on record saying, look, we just wanted to be fucking freaky to sell records.
Right.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And people just still like our music. So, go fuck yourself.
Right.
I only got one other funny little tidbit from the metal realm as far as news goes. Did you know Danzig put out a fucking horror movie?
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn Danzig put out what he hopes is going to be an anthology called Verotica, Vertotika.
Okay.
Apparently it opened and it got unintentional laughs and bad reviews.
Well.
Now, he was quoted afterwards as saying, you guys laughed at some of the places I wouldn't have, but that's cool.
Yeah. Let's go be you, yeah?
AV Club, which is I think they have a YouTube channel where they would have bands like Gore come in and cover like shitty 80s songs,
Yeah.
Called it a deeply, powerfully, almost worryingly funny film. A misfire of the highest order.
Wow.
And it fucking makes me want to watch it.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a porno-esque production design, low-rent cosplay, even below what you see in sci-fi movies of the Weak Tribe. Damn, this might actually be so bad it's amazing. Like the
sounds shitty. We
like
need to watch it.
That Tommy Wiseau movie, the Room. Is that what it's called? You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Hey.
That's all I remember from it. Give me some of that brown liquor if you don't mind, sir. Yeah, outside of, hell, you have a better grasp on some of the newer shit that's come out this week.
Yeah, actually, and it's not a new band we're talking about. Yawning Man has been around, I know, for 8 years. And that's actually kind of, that's kind of where we'd kind of open, right? I mean, it's a brand new one out today. Check that one out because they call it Epic Desert sludge music, I think. Something along those lines.
And it fits. I mean, it's basically like, you go find yourself a gnarly cactus to eat, and you go off on a fucking journey somewhere.
Well, I think, and speaking of, I mean, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're got a little, I don't know, hands on some crazy mushrooms or hanging out with some Native American folks and they've got some cactus buttons, it might be a thing. Yeah.
I never got, well, it's not that I never got into them. I never had the opportunity.
Well, it's like from what I hear, it's a
fucking friend told me they're awesome.
Read about it on a garage sale site one day, and
that friend told me to tell you to try them right now.
But anyway, that's if that's your religion, man, well, you can't come down and somebody for hitting a little peyote button here and there.
No shit, it's amazing how cool the realm is beginning to get. Denver fucking decriminalizing psilocybin, that's a huge step. And that came out of fucking nowhere.
Well, Oakland did too.
That didn't take 5 years to legislate either.
No, I legitimately.
It just happened. No one even asked. People have been asking for it, I'm sure. But it hadn't been asked for on a broad scale.
Mainstream. Here's the weird thing, because this is where the fear-mongering comes in, because people go, oh, well, then anybody can get their hands on it. Yeah, no, that's what's part of being a free and
a goddamn
a libertarian society. Is the mainstream of society going to dabble? No. Fuck no. I mean, the average person that actually does mushrooms in any way, shape, or form, they do just enough to where they get the tingles, get the laughs, and that's what they've got.
Right.
You've got to go out of your way to really, really get into the psychedelic side of it. Now, that's the thing, too. If you're getting into the psychedelic side, you have your own. You only have yourself to blame. You are your own psychonaut.
Right. Yeah. We are the only ones that know our threshold.
You can't accidentally do a bunch of mushrooms. You can't. So I don't buy that argument. But yeah, I'm a weirdo because I'm far more fired up about that being legalized than fucking marijuana. I'm not a. What do you have going on there, sir?
Damn.
Oh.
Sorry, I was reading a story about a coroner saying a woman died from a THC overdose.
Oh.
And then it cued some shitty local ad. My
bad.
Apparently
it's probably a goddamn bunk website then.
No, it was CBS.
Well, there we go. But no, I mean, legitimately, if you're legalizing something, if you're wanting to do that with marijuana or whatever, cool. Knock yourself out. But
Denver made a bill.
But shroom should be fucking legalized.
I have no argument with that. I'd fucking welcome it.
I mean, if you're going to go either or, which you shouldn't. You should. Everything should probably be on hand that is naturally grown for the fucking human spirit. If we're going to praise God for fucking crops growing and things like that, we ought to thank him for everything else that grows
true.
As well.
I tend to thank the Allfather for the mushrooms, though.
I don't know. I mean, but that's where we're at as a wacky society. Sure. Because the average goddamn person on the street that's like shopping around at the supermarket for fucking Frito-Lay, they're not going to go, oh, yeah, and I got to go down and buy, I don't know, an epic dose of shrooms for later. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It'd be nice to have the option, though.
I think if the option's there, fucking suit yourself. But so if these cities are already passing that legislation, and states, man, it's not going to be long before, I would have to assume everything else follows.
Yeah. Well,
again, do what you want to do. Put in your body what you want to put in your body. Look, if you're opposed to all this shit, that means you're probably opposed then that nobody should be able to smoke, nobody should be able to drink. We ought to just sit around and stare at each other for a good time, right?
Well, fuck, man. Beverly Hills is about to ban cigarettes.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind.
Which, that they'll be passing, legalized. Well, that's a weird thing.
How are 7-Elevens going to survive?
Beverly Hills, fucking you can go down to a dispensary? I don't know if they have them there.
Probably do.
It's California.
Yeah.
But so you can go down and you buy some flour, you can go home and smoke, but yeah, you can't buy cigarettes? That seems a little weird to me.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'm not a big fan of cigarettes. I'm not.
Sure.
But god damn it seems weird to me that now that's the devil.
Right.
And cannabis is fucking okay. It seems weird. Our priorities are fucking not surprisingly scrambled as a society.
Oh, yeah. People are so goddamn worried about what everybody else is doing. They're not fucking taking enough time to worry about their own shit.
Yeah. Well, and if you go and talk about the shit that I do, then inevitably you get a detractor. And they go, oh, well, you want to just legalize meth then? No, who the
because
fuck
meth,
said
meth
that?
is not from the earth.
Yeah, that's something you have to synthesize and go crazy with it. Gee, just like the fact that cocaine is a Schedule II, because a lot of white bankers would use cocaine,
Sure.
and you don't want them going to prison for a long time. But a lot of people of color would smoke crack, which you have to have a little bit of cocaine and then mix it with other things and synthesize it further. That's a Schedule I. So you have to go away because you're doing the bad shit like heroin and weed.
So funny that weed is still Schedule I.
DEA, because they have to justify. No government agency at a city level, a county level, a state level, or a federal level wants to have their shit cut as far as their fucking...
Or be wrong.
Right. Well, that's the other thing, too.
Yeah. Which, money's great, but fucking their hubris is what fucking sickens me.
Well, so there we are. I mean, and that's the funny thing. And I got into an argument with a pretty high up law enforcement official in this particular area where we live, and he had said that if we legalized cannabis in this state and joined like all the other states that have already done it, that it would empower the cartels in Mexico.
I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing that.
Which
goddamn
really,
excuse.
I don't understand how that's a thing. And he tried to lay it out, and every point that he made was fucking wrong. I said, well, that's clearly wrong. You're wrong on this point. You're wrong on that point. How does it empower? It takes money away from those cartels.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But drug policy, narcotics policy in this country has been fucking hazy at best over the years. But I think we're finally maybe getting to a point where things make a little more sense. Maybe. I don't know. It is weird that some states are wanting to raise the smoking age to 21. Motherfuckers don't mind going ahead and sending you off to war at the age of 18.
Yeah, you can die at 18.
But by God, you can't go down and get a pack of Marlboro Reds, unless you're 21 and over. Which I say, if you're going to be fucking that stupid, make it 35. Just say, fuck it. This is an arbitrary number. Some weird pull out of your ass number. I don't know, 35.
I rolled a 2D20.
I don't understand that. There's so much nonsense in the political consciousness within this country. And it's not, and things that you would think, oh, this isn't even political. But it is. Everything is political. Everything that's on the public discourse is political.
Yeah. Well, to quote Wild Bill from fucking Deadwood, can people just let us go to hell the way we want to?
Right. Which was also a borrowed line off of Rodney King. Can't we all just get along?
Oh, I took the darker aspect of it. Move on to a quick little MMA thing. Of course, we all saw what happened last week. Cejudo is now, sadly, a fucking, which is a rare thing in the fucking industry now, a two-weight champ. That never happens, does it? Do we have any other two-weight champs?
Happens all the time,
Man,
right?
Nunes.
Happens all the time. Connor was.
DC was, Connor. Yeah.
Fucking, who else do we have there? I'm clearly overlooking somebody.
It doesn't matter. It's no longer a special thing, so
it's
who cares?
Not. Now, Henry Cejudo run around telling everybody he's the best ever.
Yeah, he wants heavyweight money.
Ever.
Give him that heavyweight cash. I'll tell you what. Go ahead. See how they do the pay-per-view shit now and see if you're still going to be getting paid like you used to back in the day. Oh, wait a minute. Have you seen the flyweight top 15 rankings? Because they only go to 12 now.
Right.
And that's a fucking weight division that's thriving. Bullshit.
Well, he's talking about wanting to move up to that and be the first three-strap champ.
Go to featherweight. Go. I want to do it.
He will get fucking murdered.
It'd be like, okay, yeah, you go to 145 and you got to fight Brian Ortega first, and if you beat Brian Ortega, you can have your title shot. Brian Ortega.
I don't know, is Brian Ortega good at choking out children? Because I mean, really, that's Henry Cejudo's size, right?
I haven't checked his criminal record, but my guess is he might be really good at it. He is from L.A. or not L.A.
But Max Holloway, you think that you might have a better line on Max Holloway?
We got to draw the fucking line somewhere, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Then let him move to 155 and then, go ahead and deal with Dustin Poirier once he beats Khabib and, maybe 170 after that. Let's just let Henry Cejudo run all the way up the chain. All the way up.
Valentina Shevchenko did what the entire world thought she was going to do. Not maybe exactly how it happened.
Maybe more violent than the entire world thought.
Yeah, she like that catch weight fight she had that that gave me the boner, and that's why I followed her ever. I mean, I was following her before that, but I was no longer a casual fan after that. I'm like, oh, you're a murderer, and I'm down for that. Jessica God, I'm glad she was able to sit up.
I mean, whenever anybody gets knocked out and they do that stiff arm, stiff leg, crucified fucking thing, that weirds me out.
Like that, yeah.
It weirds me out.
Yeah, it's scary. But congrats, Valentina, and I'm glad Jessica is okay. Another person I'm glad is all right is Cowboy.
Is Tony Ferguson the baddest motherfucker on the planet?
Well, I know people are like, oh, man, Cowboy looked like that because Cowboy blew his nose. We all get that, but that's what happens. It happened to Eddie Alvarez. Granted, Alvarez had more structural damage in that fight. Cerrone, thankfully, doesn't. Cerrone, I mean, he got beat up. Ferguson kind of looked okay. I think you're absolutely right. I think Tony Ferguson, whether he's the hero you want, he's the hero you need. And he might be the only one to pressure Khabib enough to take that belt away from him. I don't think Poirier's going to get it done, but I think Tony can.
But it gives us two chances. Because I think Dustin brings a very different, fucking very hard edge that Khabib hadn't seen yet. Khabib's fought a lot of motherfuckers and finished a lot of very talented dudes in the division, but let's not lie to ourselves. The people he beat aren't as fucking nasty as Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier keeps a fucking crazy, weird, violent edge to everything he does. And you're right. If you want to find somebody that's like 10 times more violent and fucking weird and nasty, that's Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, as long as that dude can stay healthy and Khabib can stay healthy for a fight.
It
might be the 5th or 6th time that fight would potentially be announced.
I still have a problem with the promotion and the fact that they fucked Tony and the fact that dude had a little misstep on some cables, kind of wrecked his knee for, 7-8 months?
He was out for a while.
You know, and they let Cain Velasquez sit there and stew for 2.5 years.
Difference if you're the actual champ, though. He was interim.
Which tells you right then. It tells you right then that interim isn't fucking anything.
Interim don't mean shit. You're a placeholder. I mean, it means about as much as that number next to your name.
Hey, do we already have a graphic figured out for this week's show? Or
I never have that figured out while we're doing it.
Because there's actually one I sent you that I lost my shit.
That one you sent me earlier?
Yeah, out of everybody that's down there in American Top Team. Jorge Masvidal, and then you got Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
Somebody did a goddamn shot of those two in a Miami Vice fucking motif, and it's stupid, but goddamn it, I laughed for fucking 2 minutes.
Masvidal looks like that dude belongs in the 80s selling coke. Dillashaw, for those of you that have road trips, was on Chael Sonnen's fucking podcast.
Okay.
And from the little I've read here, I mean, the guy basically is kind of like, look, I cheated. It's a very Lance Armstrong-ish interview.
Well, I mean, dude immediately vacated his fucking championship, 135, immediately.
Oh, man.
So, I mean,
he took something called Procrit, an anemia medication that would help him make weight.
Right. Because what the fuck?
He was talking about how easy that weight cut was going.
Yeah.
So it wasn't cheating based on performance enhancing. It was cheating based on weight cutting.
Yeah. Which is still cheating. I mean,
it's still cheating of the highest. It's doping.
Yeah.
But it's not the performance enhancer. It allows you to fucking look like a skeleton and still feel like a human being.
Right.
But regardless, that's actually a great place to go do it. Is on Chael Sonnen's podcast.
Yeah, why not?
That dude can sympathize because he's a goddamn cheater as well.
Well, I mean, he's the Jose Canseco of fucking MMA.
That's true. Still, and he's still active doing it. Chael's actually fighting tonight, which I'd like to get your opinion on 2 fights.
Okay.
Which is weird because
it's all
we
in
actually have
Bellator.
Yeah, which actually kicks off in about an hour here. So, and it doesn't. We might see a career end tonight in Bellator.
Okay.
First off, your co-main event at light heavyweight is Lyoto Machida making his Bellator debut against one Chael P. Sonnen.
Well, clearly Lyota's going to get fucking laid on his ass, yeah? I mean, that's what we
Unless he
expect.
kicks Chael in the face like he did fucking Vitor.
But then again, Chael's not done anything that's really impressed me either.
Chael fought Fedor at heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's about the most impressive thing that fucking guy has done since he nearly beat Anderson Silva.
Man. Yeah.
I think Lyoto's probably going to put him on his ass. I don't think he's going to finish him. I don't think we get finishes in fights like this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more than happy if they prove me wrong tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, God, give me 5 years ago, and I have no doubt in my mind that Machida's fucking going to murk his ass.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Chael wants to take him to the ground. Lyoto likes to fucking backpedal and counter.
Yeah, but man, that kind of fighting style really degrades the older you get.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a main event. It is the Welterweight World Grand Prix semifinal, but I also think that Rory McDonald's welterweight belt is on the line.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a tournament where the champ has to defend his belt every time he advances.
That's I don't know. I've never been a big fan of the tournament situation. I mean, the UFC used to do that, by the way, once upon a time. But
Rory McDonald versus Naaman Gracie in a welterweight Grand Prix semifinal title bout.
Yeah,
they are fucking trying to get that belt off of Rory before this Grand Prix ends.
I like to call him Voldemort, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I also don't like Rory in this fight. I think he's going to lose the belt tonight, and I think he retires.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude said he's after finding the Lord, don't want to fight no more. And I think once you have decided you don't want to fight anymore, or if you lost that fucking killer instinct that got you to the dance, there's no going back.
Unless you just want to jump on Twitter every once in a while and try to troll John Jones unsuccessfully because your little weed business fucking went tits up looking at you, Rumble.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Rumble might be looking for a job down the road.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised to see him pop up in Bellator at heavyweight?
No. No. The guy's trying to he's trying to beg for a fight with John Jones right now. That's the fight everybody wanted until shit took place as it did. Events transpired beyond anybody's control. He retired after losing to DC twice, and the last time in a goddamn
that last fight
fashion.
he already he lost the
He's
second.
like, I've got that money now, so I can go and start this business, which he lost.
Fighting like Bob Sapp fights.
Now he's like, oh well, I'd step in with Jones. Really? All right, well, motherfucker, too bad you retired and lost twice to the guy that Jones beat twice. Sorry.
We'll see what happens after Jones and Thiago Santos in July at International Fight Week.
Jones is going to bury him.
Fuck. Oh, yeah. No, the result of that fight in question, I'm curious to see what's next.
Yeah.
Let's get the picks, my friend.
Let's get to the picks indeedy.
I'm drinking Ryan Budweiser. The Friday fucking...
The normal Friday is back. Normal Friday is back. All right.
My jam, I got to go with Pelican.
I go Paul Bearer with their Atlanta single today. Check that one out. Atlantis is pretty fucking badass. As a matter of fact, you want to go really deep, they also did a release of their live version of Thorns. So.
Yeah, which is it's not necessarily live, I think, as much as it is done just in a studio together.
Ooh, it's
because there's no crowd sound.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's faster. The drum fills are a little more advanced.
It might have been recorded directly off the board too.
Maybe,
so,
yeah. But yeah, drum fills are
Pelican
better.
Cold Hope though is probably the single for the week off of Nighttime Stories. Buy that one or stop listening to the podcast. One of the two.
I remember asking him like, God, does this ever end? Because it's just relentless onslaught. And I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man. All right. And then MMA, there is none this week.
Well, except for Bellator, which kicks off in an hour. Enjoy that if that's your brand.
That's what you do. We're going to be banging out a show early in the week. Probably. We might.
Not sure when.
Well, we'll record it early. We'll post it late. But it's going to be a weird one. Bear with us on the next episode. We don't want to go a week without hanging out with you people and you hanging out with us. Next week.
I've always said I hate the world, but I love you people.
Yeah. Love you for
your people are my world.
Love you for them titties or whatever you have going on.
That damn front porch you got is all right.
I'm pretty sure it's about 98% male listeners. All right.
It's all right. They probably got a hell of a back porch, too.
All right, motherfuckers. We'll see you next week. Yeah?
Let's go get drunk.
All right.
Gotta let that shit roll, man!